Coming up on the URRP Girls Podcast.
Energy.
Let me chew one last bite. No. Okay. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'll shut the up. Our brains don't work when you need to remember your line.
That's fine. We are crushing life right now. If you are wondering, things couldn't be smoother.
Oh, shit. Hey, y'all, welcome back to the URRP Girls Podcast, where professionalism is optional, but shenaniganry, that's mandatory. I'm T, and I'm here with my girl KV.
What up, yos?
And today's episode is basically Groundhog Day for your nervous system.
Because waiting feels exactly like waking up every day to the same question. Is it time yet? Did anything change? Are we still here?
On Groundhog Day, one creature predicts spring. In real life, our brains predict every possible outcome, good, bad, or catastrophic.
Yep. And optimists plan for sunshine, but pessimists plan for winter. And anxious people run both forecasts every 30 seconds with absolutely no commercial breaks.
We can handle disappointment and we can handle chaos. But waiting is where we turn into Puxatawny Phil with a cortisol problem.
So today, we're going to unpack what waiting does to the mind, the body, the emotions, the relationships, the coping style, and the snacks.
Before we get started, we need to do our Stronger Than Yesterday segment. So, KV, how are you stronger than yesterday?
Girl, I'm here. It has been a whirlwind. We talked about going back to work last week, and it's true. And, I've done that. And then you get through eligibility stuff or, back in the swing of thing meetings, and someone needs to drop a class or someone needs to add a class. And so just so much busyness. And I'm here and I'm not crying and I'm not laying on my bed taking a nap. And so just stronger than yesterday because I'm still here and I'm still functioning.
You're handling the situation with grace.
Thank you. Thank you. What about you? How are you stronger than yesterday?
Well, I think it's funny that you bring that up. And I remember talking about it last week where you were talking about the first day of class. So yesterday was the first day of classes that I'm teaching. And so I've had to get back in the swing of things and responding to all the students, grading the stuff. And I feel like I'm caught up. It's pretty easy to get behind. So I feel a lot better about how this semester is going to go.
Good. And that's important. Like sometimes I feel like it's this like weird blizzard of activity.
Yeah.
And then it calms, right? But there's deadlines that matter in those first few days that you have to get again. Yeah. And so it's just blizzard mode right now. But tomorrow will be better.
I have some really cool students in my class this semester that I'm really looking forward to teaching.
All right, we're switching gears, going to go neuroscience, okay? Quick and painless. Research coming out of London found that people felt more stress. This blows my mind. Well, it doesn't blow my mind because I identify with it, honestly, but people feel more stress waiting to see if they're going to receive bad news or receive a shock than if they actually receive bad news or, a shock. Meaning the certainty of bad news beats the uncertainty of maybe news.
Right. And that's called prediction error. And our brains are prediction machines. But when you take away the predictor, cortisol levels start to kick in. And that's our brain's stress hormone. Cortisol can result in a lot of adverse effects and outcomes. I'm sure you remember last year, a lot of it was from waiting normal stress, my
Mm.
illness, but I had cortisol was so high. I had adrenal dysregulation disorder,
Mhm.
and they had to put me on corticosteroids. And the cortisol just made me gain a ton of weight
You were just
and
a completely different person.
retain water. I
Hmm.
didn't look like this
Mm-mm.
time last year.
No,
No,
no.
I mean it's been a good turnaround. It's taken a lot of work.
Absolutely. Because cortisol says we're in danger, right? And then it goes into survival mode, right?
Yeah.
But really, the situation is simply like, hey, we're at the dentist. Your brain says you're at the dentist. Your body knows it's at the dentist. But the cortisol is saying, oh, what are they going to find? What's going to happen? Is
Right.
it going to hurt? Like, right? So immediately, that uncertainty literally equals a threat
Mhm.
until proven otherwise. So dentist cleans my teeth, looks at my teeth, checks my teeth out. The moment I hear you're good to go, I can breathe. But if I get you got a root canal or what, like immediate stress, right? And I knew it. I knew it. This is what I was worried about.
Yeah. And when we're pessimistic and we think about a negative outcome or we catastrophize, our brains can't tell the difference between real danger and imagined danger, let's
Yeah,
just say, with
right.
trying to predict a negative outcome.
Well, and perception is reality, right?
Hmm.
Because I mean, our body, again, if I'm perceiving there's a danger there, my reality is that there's a danger there because our body can't tell if that danger is actually there or not. Because I believe it is.
In cognitive psychology, optimism interprets events as temporary, external, and fixable, whereas pessimism interprets events as permanent and personal. So if we have a negative outcome, we internalize that.
That is correct. Yes, we do. We, meaning you and I, guilty
Yeah.
when I am more towards the pessimistic side, right? I'm in a different mind frame and someone critiques me. It like what did I do wrong? Like I can make it so much bigger than what it truly is. But if I'm on the optimistic side of it, like I hear that feedback, I apply that feedback and things are fine. I might not be perfect, but things are fine. But like I take it to heart, right? If I'm in the pessimistic side, and it hurts more. I'm offended more, and I can't do anything right.
Yeah.
Do you identify with that, Coach T?
Uh, I I do. I was thinking of the time when my proposal was submitted for level two, and the committee had signed off on it. Everybody said it was great, it was good to go. And when I got it back, I was heartbroken because there were four critical feasibility items that I needed to change. And I wasn't upset. I didn't get mad. I wasn't upset at the research consultant.
I agree with that. You were not.
I felt so bad, like I let her down because she's helped me so much. And
Mm-hmm.
I internalized all of that. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
now when I work on my dissertation or work on my defense, I think about wanting to do right by her and make her proud this
Yeah.
time because I let
Yeah.
her down last time.
Well, but see, girl, I would push back at you and be like, I don't think you did let her down, though. I know we agree to disagree. You're a student, you're a doctoral student, you don't have it all down perfectly, which remind me of these words in a few weeks. So just, I'll eat them soon. Right. But like, you are a student, you should not have done anything perfectly.
Yeah. Wait, you didn't have any critical feasibility items.
My study is not as complex as yours. When I have been in a pessimistic mood or have felt off and someone corrects me, I take that way more to heart than if I'm feeling good about myself or feeling good about the day or in a good mood,
Right.
right? Like I can listen to feedback or I can be hurt by feedback.
Right.
That is an
And
optimist versus pessimist.
I think when we started our PhDs, one of the most important things that I learned was how to receive feedback and still have a, you know, receive it from a positive lens and look at it as an opportunity for improvement rather than, harsh criticism that's personal. And I
Right.
think feedback, it's still tough sometimes to get those negative comments or those things that we miss and made a mistake on. I tend to take that personally, but I've gotten a lot better not taking it as personally and looking at it as an opportunity since we've been in the program.
You have improved massively. And I think too, we maybe start a spiral, or potentially could start a spiral with like, well, what's wrong with me?
Hmm.
You didn't like a thing, or I got what I would say is negative, right? And I'm a little bit sensitive to it. So instead of looking for how to improve something, I'm like, well, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do this? Right? And how we handle that greatly impacts us. Evolutionary psychology says pessimists are the original risk managers. They literally kept groups alive by assuming that everything was dangerous.
So that makes so much sense to me because thousands of years ago, we had to stay hyper vigilant. We had to constantly scan our environments for threats and, hunting and trying to figure out, shelter. And here
Yeah.
we are, thousands of years later, and we have technology and we have food security and we have homes. And so that evolutionary hypervigilance, we don't know what to do with that now because we don't have to worry about those things. And that comes out as anxiety. And I think that's why in our society, we're seeing so many people with anxiety disorders and needing to be on medication.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we carry with us over time for sure. It does make sense. Existential psychology would say that waiting is hard because it forces us to confront time, uncertainty, identity, and meaning.
So, in existential terms, waiting is a reminder that we are not in control of our own lives.
Mhm.
And that's not a comfortable feeling for many of us.
Yeah, I want to be in control about certain things, right?
Right.
I don't want to give that up to someone else. I want that.
Exactly. And I think that's why we have our quirks. We control the things that we can control when we are feeling out of control and know that it's not in our hands.
Yeah, 100%.
If we were to look at social psychology, pessimism protects us from rejection and optimism increases our trust and our social engagement.
Relationships work best when one person brings the hope and the other person brings the caution. Research calls this two-way coping, right? There's two of us.
Hmm.
Hey, real life calls that dating someone who packs the snack and someone who packs the trauma. And I'm going to apply it to our friendship. I got the trauma and you got the snacks,
I always got the
aka
snacks.
residents. But yeah,
I'll take care of the snacks 10 out of 10
perf,
times.
perf.
So we've talked about other types of psychology and what waiting means from that lens. So I want to talk about clinical and health psychology. In health psychology, optimism correlates with better recovery responses, stronger immune systems, and persistence in treatment of chronic illness.
But pessimists are more compliant. They read the instructions, they follow the protocol, they ask questions because sometimes that's survival, not negativity.
So in medical waiting, that looks like, scans, tests, diagnoses, but research shows that we would rather have a bad outcome than uncertainty in a situation. And there's a really interesting study where we talk about the placebo effect. One half of a group in an experiment gets a placebo or, a non-effective treatment, and the other half gets the real treatment. And that's how we can judge whether a medication is effective. There was a study actually done on cancer patients, and there were two groups, but they both got the medication. The thing that was different was half the group learned about positive psychology and they worked on mindset. And
Mm.
just with that mindset change, their outcomes were actually, they had a higher survival rate than the other group, even though they had the exact same medical treatment.
I love that. And I absolutely can see it based off of how we feel and where our mindset's at. Um, someone, there was a time once when you said like waiting for the medical stuff and waiting for that. Someone said, well, no news is good news. No, it's not. No news means
Mm.
I'm still in waiting. Like I would rather have the results of whatever, the yes or the no, or, you know, getting an MRI. Is it a fracture? Is it a tear? Is it like, what is it? I would rather have the news than the waiting. The waiting and then you speculate and you're like, well, it could be this or it could be that. And it doesn't matter for me personally. It doesn't matter if I'm waiting on my own results or if I'm waiting on someone that I'm really close to result. Like I still get, like you get nervous and
Yeah.
anxiety over like, what are their results going to be? So,
Well, having a chronic like autoimmune disorder, they say there's an average of 10 years from onset of symptoms until you get a diagnosis. And as somebody who has personally
golly,
gone 10 years,
that's insane to me. Like I know it's long, but I've thought like one or two. I never in a million years, that's a dumb statement right now. I never would have thought 10 years for diagnosis. But it
and mine
makes
was longer. So
right
I
because you keep
actually,
searching for answers. You just keep you're searching for answers. It's not this, it's not this, it's not this. So you keep
right.
trying to narrow down what it is.
Well, and then they send you from one specialist to the next specialist because one test, might be, might not be.
Right.
We're going to send you
Right.
there. And I bounced around. I can't tell you how many doctors I had over the last 20 years.
Right.
I think my time from symptom onset to diagnosis was about 15 years.
We've even talked about this before, but when you say it that way, because we've never specifically said 15 years, like it blows my mind to hear you say it that way. So I
Yeah.
just think 15 years is such a long time,
Yeah.
obviously. All right. So there's a continuum with these two babies, right? Optimism, pessimism. Where would you place yourself?
It's interesting. If
Mhm.
it was something about other people or you especially,
Mhm.
and my family, I'd be optimistic. And
Yeah,
I would
I get
encourage
that.
you to be optimistic. But when it's about me, I am a pessimist. I actually catastrophize and I think of all of the negative things and the worst possible outcomes.
I concur this for you. We've had those conversations. I
Yeah.
like, girl, you're spiraling. Pause, stop, like deal with the facts. You know what you know.
Right.
And really all I'm trying to do is make you feel a little better because I'm honestly right there with you. But what
Right.
good does that get us, right?
Yeah.
I definitely would place myself similar for sure optimist with other people, but like that's what I'm doing for you in that moment. I'm being the optimist, right?
Right.
For me, I am pessimist really depending on what it is, but majority of the time I would say I lean towards the optimist. But like I've also been the person like that survival mode that like we must stay safe, touch nothing, eat nothing. I mean, I don't that's not true. It's not like but like those kind I don't know, how long did that sit out for? Do you really want to eat that or are you going to get sick? Like those kind of
Yeah.
things. But all in all, I would say I lean towards optimism more.
Do you have any certain situations that you find yourself being more optimistic about?
I for me it really does come down to mindset.
Hmm.
Um I used to get really offended really easily. And I mean like offended to where like I my emotions were all over the place. And
Yeah.
so I really try to and we've talked about this before but anything through text, anything through email, anything where I'm not face to face with someone, I
Mhm.
literally try to operate out of they meant it with good intentions. They, you know, I can't hear their tone of voice, so please do not put a tone of voice in there for them.
Right.
Because I want the same done for me.
Sure.
Just because I could text you hooray in all caps, I'm not yelling at you, right? And I know the word hooray is a horrific example, but like if I say dude and it's all caps, is that yelling or not? Like, so I try not to put that in there. Things with work, I usually if I can't be optimistic about it, I need to go blow some steam, like, and then get back in and get my head right, and I'm okay. I don't know of other situations. I'm trying to think of other situations in my mind's going blank. What about you, other than dealing with others?
Usually fairly optimistic, I think, about our PhD program. I worry a lot about it, but when it gets down to the time to give a presentation or turn something in, I usually feel confident about my work, that
Yeah.
I've done a good job and the best possible outcome is going to happen. And do you remember that one class where I got that paper back? It was like our last research class. And I got the paper back and I got a horrible grade on it. And I was not used to getting such a low grade. That just
Hmm.
didn't happen. Like I
Hmm.
truly expected it to be fine. And
Hmm.
he just ripped it apart.
Yes, I do remember. I do remember that moment.
Yeah. So I mean, it's weird. I don't know why school is something I'm an optimist about. Maybe because I work so hard at getting things just so when I handed something.
Yeah, I would be curious, right, if I observed you. Is it like a difference of confidence level with because you are intelligent and you do understand the program and how to do stats.
Mhm.
I mean, I've joked about this before. I'm doing a doctorate in quantitative research and I've never done a day of stats in my life, so that's been a fun transition. I don't know that I'm pessimistic about it, but I'm definitely more insecure about it. And I wonder if my insecurity would show up as pessimism. Well, I'm not even going to get a good grade on this because I don't know what I'm doing. Like
Right.
those kind of things. I don't think I said that, but I definitely was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have
Yeah.
absolutely no idea what I'm doing.
The waiting part, that I think that's the key because yes, I'm an optimist about my work, but when we gave our proposal defense and
Mm-hmm.
they would put us in that waiting room, and you and I both know and have both been told that when you get to your proposal defense, they know you're ready.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people fail that. And so going into that, I felt confident about my work. And then once they put me in that waiting room and it was that waiting game to get the answer, I started catastrophizing. What if they found something that they didn't see before? What if they want me to go back to the drawing board? So once you introduce that waiting piece, I'm definitely a pessimist.
Uh, I don't even know how to describe my waiting piece for that because I was so caught off guard by the questions they asked me.
Yeah.
Like I was so prepped and ready for certain questions and those ones never came. And the questions that I had just no one would have you couldn't have given me enough money in the world to accurately predict what I was going to be asked. And then I was in a waiting room and I was like, I don't even know how we got here. I I was so that waiting room for me wasn't like spiraling. I knew I would pass. I don't know why I knew that, but I felt like it was I don't even have the right word for it. Well, I mean, let's be honest. I they told me I passed. I called you and I cried and I was like that didn't feel right.
Yeah.
I should be celebrating, but that didn't feel right. It really was. I knew I was going to pass. I was prepared for passing. I didn't even think there would be a possibility that I wouldn't. It just felt gross. Like it didn't feel like I earned it enough. Where you spiraled and thought, what if I don't? I never had that what if I don't.
Yeah. No, it was once the weight was introduced, I found myself asking, am I prepared enough? And then I started
Mhm.
imagining the possibilities. And if you look at those two things, that's a question that we want to ask you, our ERP fam, to consider. So when you are waiting, do you
Mm.
lean toward preparedness or possibility?
Yeah, and there's no right or wrong answer. It's
Mhm.
really you paying attention to yourself and awareness. That's your win. Which one are you? What do you lean towards? Three takeaways from this. Okay, our first one, Herb fam, waiting activates that biological stress system, right? Built for survival, not for job interviews, not for a diagnosis. Like, right? This is thousands of years deep. Coach T already brought it up before, right? But waiting activates. It's that stress. It all of a sudden,
Mhm.
now what?
Your second takeaway: optimism and pessimism are coping frameworks, not personality flaws. And third, the goal isn't to change your style, it's to understand it.
Yeah, your power move isn't choosing optimism or pessimism. It's mastering your style for the season that you're in. Okay? And waiting, it isn't passive. It's literally invisible work, right? That absolutely is a mindset, makes you stronger, makes you, if you want to say, better, right? But that waiting, you don't see the work I'm doing in my waiting. I have to know that I'm working on it. And it's that
Yeah.
choice, right? Where am I landing? What am I doing? How am I handling this situation? Yeah.
I find myself when I go check my data,
Yeah.
telling myself, why are you even checking this? Nobody filled it out. Nobody knew. You're not going to have any new numbers. And I think I do that to let myself, like, if
Oh,
I
you're
get the numbers, I'll
delivering the
be
blow. You're delivering a blow before you see a blow. Like you're prepping for the
100%.
negative. I do that. I do that in things for sure.
Yeah.
Certain things, not all things.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm not going to ace this test. So if I don't ace it, I'm okay. And then if I ace it, woohoo, bonus. Or a
Right.
paper or job interview, right? Like, I wasn't the best candidate.
I do
It'll be
that in
fine if I don't get it.
I do that in sports too. Like when Iowa State plays, I'm going to be like, they're going to lose this game. There's no way they're going to win. And yeah, let's let's
You
let's
did.
talk about it.
You did do that to me last week, and I want the ERP fam to know I didn't even respond. You said they were going to lose to KU, and I didn't say yes, girl. I didn't heart it. I didn't thumbs up it. I
No.
literally ignored it.
Yes, because you knew how stressed I was about it.
I did. I also knew it was going to be at Allen Fieldhouse.
I feel like that's number one, and then Hilton Coliseum is two for I don't know. Both are
Anyways,
extremely hard places to play
oh
in, but
yeah, yeah, a home court advantage.
and y'all are ranked number 19 now, so at least we got beat by someone who's ranked.
Were we ranked then?
No,
Oh, okay, I was just confirming.
no.
You can punch me later. It's
Yeah, and
fine.
those of you that don't know, we had a perfect record before this game.
Rock, chalk, Jayhawk.
See, we
You
don't have
hate
anything like that. What are we gonna
you
do?
hate the chant.
Cyclones, woo!
Oh, mm, we'll come up with something for you.
Yeah,
I really, honestly, side note, I cannot wait for the day when we go to a game together. This is complete sidebar, but I literally look forward to the day when we go to a game together and we are cheering for the rival team or the opposite team. It doesn't even have to be a rival, honestly, but I really get excited about the thought of sitting at a game with you while playing against your team. I would not
you
do this with very many people, but I would do it with you.
well because you will be entertained because certain words will be coming out of my mouth the entire time. It would be bleep 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 bleep. That's what it would sound like.
Maybe. I just think it would be fun.
It
Just
would be
fun.
fun. We will.
Yeah. We'll get there.
We'll
When our
definitely.
doctorates are done, we're buying tickets, all sorts of places.
Oh,
All sorts of
oh,
places.
girl,
Yeah.
say less. It's getting to the end of our episode, and it is time for our Rise recap. So, KV, What is it you would like our ERP fam to take from today's episode?
I think I want everyone to remember that you're not going to live at the extreme of being pessimistic 100% of the time or optimistic 100% of the time. You're going to move on that continuum depending on your season, depending on your stress, depending on your history, and just for you to be acceptable of that. You're going to have a day way over here, super pessimistic. You're going to have a day way over here, super optimistic. It's okay. You're gonna that like slide on that, and that's 100% completely acceptable. How about you?
I
What's your
think
rise recap for the ERP fam?
it almost builds off yours, but mine would be to pay attention to your mindset.
Hmm.
Your mindset has so much to do with lots of different types of outcomes. We test ourselves when we wait. Check yourself, check your mindset. For me personally, I think mindset is important in a health sense. As I battle things, my mindset matters. And when we believe that we're going to be better, get better, we're more likely to actually get there. So pay attention to your mindset.
Love that. And I 100% agree with you. The more you pay attention, the more aware you are. So, ERP fam, if you are currently in your own personal Groundhog Day, just know spring always comes eventually. It might not come on schedule, but it will eventually show up.
Well, KB, I think we have another episode in the books.
We do.
Why don't you tell our ERP fam and our viewers where they can find us on social media?
Absolutely. ERP fam, you can find us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, ERP Girls, right? Or United Rise and Resilience Project. That's Facebook, ERP, right? So we spelled it out for Facebook. Otherwise, we're ERP Girls on everything else. Email us too. If you want to tell us, what you got from something, want to share something with us, just want to tell us something you'd love us to cover, a topic that you would love us to cover in the future, email us at connect@erp.net.
Right. And if today's episode resonated with you or you know someone that might need to hear it, send it to them. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us for today's podcast, and we will see you next week.
Love you, fam. Let me let me not promise anything yet.
All right. That's not going down. Holy bro.
Have you have please tell me we're still recording because I'm gonna need that on repeat.
We really. And it up all the time. I have all your limbs.
Today it must be the black. Yeah.
Um,
Groundhog's Day. What? Good. Um, nope. We are recording.
okay. And
What
today
up,
we're gonna
yos?
what the
I told you. I told you. I told you I was gonna come in with it. I told you.
I was not paying attention clearly.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Go again.
That's not what I want to say.
We're not. We're locked in. Yeah, because waking up, nope, not waking up. Feels
I'm not
like
done laughing.
waking up. Okay, I'll wait. So awesome.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
I passed. Hey, I passed. Optimism. I passed.
We're gonna start that again. I'm recording an episode. Okay, go ahead. Why don't you tell our plant the feedback is iterative. It's it it.
Also, I know is I need the snippet of your mouth trying to pronounce that. I can't even mimic it. But that it was so good. We will clip it and replay it. Like that's what it's
Okay.
that's anyways.